Hi dear children, मैं Sujeet, class 9th, linear equation in two variables, chapter 4. As I always do, I always something special for you all. Here also about the chapter linear equations in two variables. First, I discuss how it is connected with the previous concepts. As linear equation, it is given here, it is not hidden for you all. You all would have studied this linear equation in one variable in class 8 and here in the linear equation in two variables. So dear children, it is completely connected with the previous concept which you all have studied so far, that is linear equation in one variable. So before introducing this linear equation in two variables and before defining this linear equation in two variables, it's important, it's necessary to talk about the linear equation in one variable, because whenever we are coming to the topic, coming to the chapters, it is a vital role which you all have studied so far. So linear equation in one variable. So without wasting time, just I am writing few examples of the linear equation in one variable, like I have written here x plus 2 is equals to 0. Second example, just I am taking here the x plus 2 by 3 is equals to 0, and third examples I am talking about suppose x plus root 2 is equals to 0. I am just taking here the x minus root 2 is equals to 0. So this linear equation in one variable, dear children, it was taught you in class 8 and it was also, you all would have solved the questions, you would have calculated the value of x in this case, value of x in this case, value of x in this case. So what is the value of x in this case? This is x is equals to minus 2. In this case, what is the value of x? It is minus 2 by 3. And what is the value of x in this case? Yes, come on. This is x is equals to root 2. So what they are? Linear equation in one variable. Dear children, one variable, degree 1, linear, degree 1, one variable. This, yes, only x is being involved here. This x is equals to minus 2. What is this? This is the solution of the equation. This minus 2 by 3, this is the solution of the equation for this next equation. This x is equals to root 2. This is the solution of the equation for this x minus root 2 is equals to 0. So the solution of the equation, solution of the equation. And if it was told you to represent these all on the number line, I don't feel you will have any problem. You all would have done this earlier in class 8th, even in class 7th. You all did a lot. You all already represented this minus 2 by 3. I am just taking one example. Suppose here this is the number line. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is minus 1, this is minus 2. So minus 2, it is represented here. You also, in class 9th, you also have practiced how to represent this root 2 on number line, and you also know how to represent this minus 2 by 3 on the number line. So what it wants to convey you all, these all are related to this algebra. We are in the algebra right now. This algebra is a part of the mathematics, you know. So the x is equals to minus 2, this is the solution of the equation. X is equals to minus 2 by 3 is the solution of the equation. In this case, x is equals to root 2 is the, and these all can be represented on the number line. And the solution, dear children, if I'll ask you, do you have any another solution for this equation? Do you have any another solution for this equation? Any another value for the x for this equation? Answer is no. Only one value will satisfy this equation. Only this value will satisfy this equation. Only this value will satisfy this equation. So what it wants to convey you all, and this one solution, this is talking about the uniqueness of the equation. So let me tell you, let me conclude the linear equation in one variable without wasting the time. So in the linear equation, what about the solution of the linear equation? The solution of the linear equation means it has a unique solution. That one solution is called the uniqueness. This talks about the uniqueness of the equation. So linear equation in one variable will have a unique solution, very first thing, and second thing, it would be represented on the number line. Now I am just coming to the point. See, what is the linear equation in two variables, dear children? You know, this is only the extended concepts of the linear equation in one variables. Yes, dear children, before going ahead, before introducing this linear equation in two variables, let me tell you very clearly. The linear equation in two variables is, because linear equations one variable, then it is coming the two variables, so both they are interrelated, interconnected, and both they have closely associated with each other. So before starting about this is the first information about the linear equations in two variables. It is the extended concepts of the linear equation in one variable. I'll make it clear while we'll do the questions. Now just let me move towards the topic linear equations in two variables. I am just representing a situation. Suppose the two players playing a cricket, and one information it is throwing to you all, or it is throwing to us. Suppose it is given the two players, both the players have made 150 runs, and this will have to represent through algebraic equations. So suppose one player is making an x run, another player is making a y run. So by this way we'll represent this x plus y is equals to 150. So dear children, here the idea is linear degree 1, degree for variables, equations sine of is equals to two variables, yes, two variables, and both the variable have degree 1. So this is something a linear equation in two variables. Now how would we define it? This is the situation it is given. So this is written x plus y minus 150 is equals to 0. So dear children, what is the structure of this? What is the composition of this? And so this is the composition of this one is ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. This is also called the general form of linear equation in two variables. Yes. Ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. So now it is a turn to define the linear equation in two variables. It is time, if anybody will ask you, you must be ready to reply, you must be ready to answer in a proper way. So what is the proper way? If the equation it is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, this is also called the general form of linear equation in two variables. Keep it in the mind. Normally the questions is being asked where a, b and c are the real numbers, and a and b both are not the 0 together. This is given in your book also. So ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. This is the general form of linear equation in two variables where a and b and c are the real numbers. Real numbers, I hope you all are clear with the real numbers, which is rational and irrational. It may be anything, rational or irrational, it may be anything. So I am just giving you a final idea about this, and then we'll come to the first exercise, and then we'll discuss about anything else. So again, I'm telling you what is the definition of what do you mean by the linear equation in two variables. The equation is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, where a, b and c are the real numbers, and a and b both simultaneously should not be a 0. Separately it should be 0, a may be a 0, b may be 0, but at a time both would not be a 0. So this is all about the linear equation in two variables, and now we'll see what it is given in the first exercise, and then we'll go about the next. So in the first exercise, this is given exercise 4.1, and let us see how much things you all got so that it could be done the questions. So the very first is the cost of the notebook is, so here question number 1, let the cost of a notebook is equals to rupees x. Let the cost of a pen is equals to rupees y. The very first thing, whenever we do the statement question, first we see the involvement of the objects and we go with the variables. Let me say one thing, dear children, whenever we do the questions, whenever we deal the questions, whenever we assume the variables, it is a custom, it is a pattern, it is a trend. We normally go with the x and y. It is not necessarily, it is not mandatory. आप और कुछ दूसरा वेरिएबल भी यूज कर सकते हो, बट यस एक्स एंड वाई ये मोस्ट ऑफ द केस में कंसिडर किया जाता है. तो दिस इज समथिंग. नाउ विल सी द क्वेश्चन, विल रीड द क्वेश्चन. द कॉस्ट ऑफ अ नोटबुक इज, the cost of the notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Means according to the question how this situation would be framed, x is equals to 2y. So this x minus 2y is equals to 0. This is in the form of x plus by plus c is equals to 0. What about a? A is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y, and c is the constant. So here a is 1, b is minus 2, c is 0. This is also in the form of x plus by plus c is equals to 0. You need to understand that structure and the pattern. So this is all about the question number 1, and in question number 2 it would make you very clear about the general form of the linear equation in two variable. So that's why this questions is given. So we'll discuss about few questions. I am taking few parts of the question. Second part of the question 2 I am taking. Here this is x minus y by 5 minus 10 is equals to 0. First aim you should be, you know what is the a, what is the b, and what is the c. So in this case a is equals to 1, b is equals to minus 1 by 5, and c is equals to minus 10. This is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, right? So we don't have to bother and just will write the answer. Let us see few more, like third part. Okay, third part also I am dealing. This is minus 2x plus 3y is equals to 6. Is this in the form of x plus by plus c is equals to 0? No, we'll have to do some moderation. Minus 2x plus 3y minus 6 is equals to 0. In the right side we'll have the 0. Now what the a? Minus 2. What's the b? 3. What the c? Minus 6. See the question number 4. This is x is equals to 3y. This is not in the form of x plus by plus c is equals to 0. First we'll change it into, so this is x minus 3y is equals to 0. What is a? A1, b minus 3, and c is equals to 0. Let us see few more questions. Fifth one you will do. See the sixth part. This is 3x plus 2 is equals to 0. What do you observe here? This is the linear equation in one variable, my dear. This is not a two variable. But as I said you, it is extended form. It could be changed into a linear equation in two variables. How? 3x plus 0 into y plus 2 is equals to 0. A is equals to 3, b is equals to 0, and c is equals to 2. So could you see linear equation in one variable also could be changed into a linear equation in two variables. So like seventh question, this you see in 7 parts. What it is? Y minus 2 is equals to 0. This is also linear equation in one variable. What is missing here? Here missing the coefficient of x. So we'll write here 0 into x plus y minus 2 is equals to 0. A is equals to 0, b is equals to 1, and c is equals to minus 2. So by this way, this is not given the question, that by this way, here the last part it is I am dealing with. 8th part it is. This is given 5 is equals to 2x. So first we'll write it 2x minus 5 is equals to 0. There's a linear equation in one variable. First, what we need to do? We need to change it into linear equation in two variables. So this is 2x plus 0 into y minus 5 is equals to 0. In this case, a is equals to 2, b is equals to 0, and c is equals to minus 5. So this is all about along with this video, and we'll come in the next video to know about the solution of the linear equation in two variables. Again, I am telling you, I have already talked about the solution of the linear equation one variables. In linear equation one variable, it will have a unique solution, and we'll see which type of solution the linear equation in two variables will have in the next video. Thank you.